Sure. Hi, I'm Kevin.
And I'm Jill.
And we're Moving Lines. And we're from the Okanagan in lovely British Columbia, Canada. And we're a 80s influenced rock band. And we just love creating music, playing some shows, and having a good time. That's what it's about, right?
Yeah, that's it. We're so complicated.
Yeah, it's so complicated.
I can see this is going to be a tough one. Okay. How did Moving Lines start? Tell us about Moving Lines, how you started.
Yeah, we're a couple, so we've been together for quite a while, and we're both musicians, and it just we started playing in a Neil Young tribute band. I was drumming in that band, and the singer asked me, he said, do you know another singer? I was looking for a female backup vocalist for the band. And I said, well, yeah, my wife. So came in, jammed, and all of a sudden we got through that band. We started our own project that was a cover band as well. And then when the pandemic hit is really when we kind of went,
what do we do?
What do we do now? Because there's no place to play, right?
And we
there's
were always so busy too, right?
It was just, it was go. So we never really had time. I started creating some songs, I guess, in a way, but we never ever finished them or actually started them really. So the pandemic gave us that outlet to really crack down on the songs that we had recorded that were just not finished, or we had no idea what to do with or whatnot. We just kind of went for it. We just went, you know what? Maybe it's time now. And
yeah, we actually had time because, you can't be creative when you're so tired.
Yeah.
Because we work full time. And then we're playing like 5-6 shows on the weekend. You don't have time to sit down and be creative with your own original music, which you want to, but yeah,
it's tough. So that's kind of how it got started. It just the pandemic pushed us into a spot that let us be more creative, I guess. So that kept us busy. So that's how we got started.
It's actually a recurring theme, this pandemic thing. It kind of actually did have some good to it, because what a lot of bands did was they just sat down and said, well, we've got this album we're going to release, but why don't we re-record it? We've got the time now and make it even better, so it did help.
Yeah, for the arts, I'm sure that was a good thing for most. Maybe, not so much some of the other arts, but musicians. If you had, some kind of recording or something that you could do at home. And I used to work at a music store at that time, and we sold out of recording interfaces, microphones, headphones, lots of guitars. People were like, I got nothing to do. I want to learn how to play guitar. I want to learn how to play bass. I want to learn how to play drums. I thought it was fantastic. So I hope most of those people that actually picked up the instrument just because actually continued on, because it's great to see that physical aspect, where they say the guitar player's dying because of, pop music and stuff like that. I'm hoping that the pandemic actually pushed us into a zone where we have more creative musicians on instruments that are playing guitar, bass, drums, keyboards, whatever, saxophone, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's just good fun, right? Music is always in our souls, and it's just so fun to play, right?
And it's a good stress relief, which I think a lot of people had a lot of, mental issues and things like that. And I think that they couldn't go see music, which a lot of people do for therapy, so they could go home and create it themselves, which is, I think they probably learned it's on a completely different level when you're making the music.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your musical influences.
Oh boy.
Individually.
Let's see. Well, mine's going to stem back to the hard rock days of the 80s. We grew up in the 80s. So for me, it was Quiet Riot, Autograph, Deep Purple, Rush, lots of bands. I listened to a lot of I listened to some really odd stuff too. I used to go to the record store, and they'd have an import section, which was really cool. And I just pick up an album and go, hey, this cover looks cool. I don't know anything about this band. I'm just going to get it because it looks good, right? That was my motto back then. And then I started getting more into some of the blues, I guess. So I got some blues influences from different from different bands that I just heard. Just, like Stevie Ray Vaughan. I kind of got into him a little bit. But now it's more of a mix of everything. I listen to almost anything. I listen to metal, like Judas Priest, any of that stuff. I love that stuff. It's just great. But I can listen to, folk music too. Classical even. I just love music. So that's my influences. Guitar wise, though, my influences would be like John Petrucci, even though I can't play like him, but he's like the master. I got a lot of great guitar. Steve Vai is one of my idols. I loved Steve Vai when I was growing up. I thought he was amazing. How he got those tones was just, I don't know how he's doing this.
And he's still amazing.
We saw him live like 3 or 4 times now, and I'm still blown away by his methods. So they're my 2 top guitar players for sure. But there's others. The list is too long for me.
Name something and be like, yeah.
Now it's your turn.
And that's my turn.
Now you tell.
Well, I grew up in a family where it was more, like the kitchen players, that sort of a thing. So it was Roy Rogers, and I never really fit in with those. And I gravitated more towards Whitney Houston, Aretha Franklin, more of the soul R&B music. And then as I grew up, my brother loved rock. So, things like Kiss and Styx and things like that were a great influence because it was completely different from R&B. I also went through, a country phase too, like I think most people do.
Yeah.
Like a little bit of Shania Twain. Right. Yeah. I mean, some great rock country kind of upbeat stuff was really cool. I don't know. You can just hear music and everything, and something about it will, influence you. Oh, definitely. Ann Wilson of Heart. I love Heart for sure. Who else? Joan Jett. We love Coldplay too. Coldplay is great musicians. Which we're going to go see them.
Yeah.
So that's
got tickets. Cool. We're excited.
But I mean, it's everything. I mean, even listen to jazz or any kind of music, right? And also opera. I have 4.5 octave range now, so I can go from really low to up to operatic kind of a thing, right? So I just appreciate all styles and all techniques, I guess. So yeah,
I think the one thing I picked up, and I think I posted it on Facebook, or I might have mentioned it on the show. Your vocals, when I first heard them, reminded me of Jenny Han from Babe Ruth. You've got that same tone, and I just loved it. And I think that's what really caught my attention were your vocals. I'm not disrespecting the other ones, but no, really. That really tweaked my ear, and I thought that's quite amazing to find that, because I don't know if you've heard Babe Ruth.
I've heard the name. I've never heard any of the songs. I know of the name. Yes, I've seen it.
Familiar.
Yeah, sounds familiar. Just listen though.
Sure.
Definitely.
The 2 best albums were First Base and Stealing Home.
Well, fair enough. With Babe Ruth.
Yeah. Just YouTube Babe Ruth, and there'll be masses of it on there.
Okay, cool.
Awesome.
Your new release. Tell us about your new release.
So our new release, is Landslide, and that came out, I guess over a month ago now.
A month?
Yeah, roughly there. Yeah. And it's a song about, just making that leap of faith kind of situation, right? That's kind of the basis of the song, is just to get out there, put yourself out there, no matter what you think of yourself, right? It's more of a kind of like an ode to how you should get up and not just let anything hold you back, just go for it, right? So causing a landslide is more like we're saying, make that movement in the community or wherever you live or whatever you love to do. Just go for it, because life's really short, man. It's like, that's why we're doing this, is because it's time, right? I mean, we're all getting older, and if you don't do it now, you're gonna looking at yourself and go, coulda, shoulda, woulda, and you never know where it's going to take you. And we're just having fun with it. That's the whole premise of music, is just to just to get it out there and make people feel something. So Landslide, we kind of wrote this one. Oh, geez, we've had this one on a long time. We had it as a demo, and we thought, this is almost complete. We had it as a demo, and we didn't really have an ending for it. So we just kind of threw in some vocal phrasing at the beginnings and ends, and that kind of finished off the demo. So it kind of sat around for, I'm going to say 3-4 years now.
Yeah.
It was one of those songs that was like, really early. We had something way back, but never really, thought about finishing it or re-recording it. So we just took new stems and kind of just came up with a few new ideas in it, and that was it. So it was that was it. Yeah.
And when I normally write the lyrics, and he writes kind of the feel of something, was that letter to yourself. If you could go back and write a letter to yourself, which is, maybe it's cliche in a way, but a lot of people feel like if you could go back and tell yourself something, when you're small and even in elementary school or anything as you're growing up, the world can seem really scary. And sometimes as we get older, we gain more faith in ourselves, and sometimes we don't care what other people think the older we get.
It's true. Yeah.
So you had that information, that, I guess that experience of the years to have, to keep you going when you're young, right? And even for people nowadays, a lot of people struggle with, am I good enough? Or why am I doing this? Or who cares? You do it for yourself, number one. And that's the big message.
It is. Yeah.
For sure.
It's just, I mean, there's a lot of messages that could be taken out of the song. It's just more or less, if you could go back and tell yourself that everything's fine from what you did in the past, just keep going, right? Is the whole thing. Just keep going because you're doing fine. And do what you love. I always say that because I think it's so true. You should just do what you love, because there is a movement that you can make happen. You just gotta figure it out sometimes. But yeah,
if it's meant to be,
it's meant to be. That's right.
The future of Moving Lines. What's in the future?
Oh, well, we got a new song. We're just finishing up mixing. So we're going to master that. And then we're hoping for release in March, I'm thinking. That's probably when we're going to do it. So you're going to probably see some promo from us coming around your way. And it's really a good 80s rock tune. And all I'm going to say, it's mostly about treasure hunting kind of thing. So we're kind of into those shows of, like the
Josh Gates.
Yeah, Josh Gates. He's one of our favorites to watch. So he's really awesome. Yeah. So it's more of that treasure, like Indiana Jones kind of thing, right? That find the treasure kind of thing. You'll hear it and you'll be like, it's a fun song. It's a really fun song.
Maybe we'll hear it on The Curse of Oak Island.
Oh yeah, we love that show all the time. Yeah, love. Yeah, we still have them from. It's cool.
They're on their 11th season now, and they're on this tiny little island with all this high tech, and they can't find it.
Well, I'm just amazed that all that stuff that they're drilling though is there. That's what I can't believe. It's like, on a small island, like how do you do that?
And it's always like something in left field, like they just found a Roman, like spoiler alert.
Yeah.
They found a coin.
Roman coin. Yeah.
And they're like, what? Yeah, like holy cow.
I'm actually going to watch the next episode as soon as I finish this. So
spoiler alert.
Sorry.
Spoiler alert. No, I've seen episode 11. I'm watching episode 12 now. So
yeah.
One thing I do like to do, and it's voluntary, but it's quite a nice thing for social media and a fun thing to do, as he got a funny window here. It's something called My Favorite Test.
Okay.
It's 10 easy questions. Just say the first thing that comes into your head. There's no right or wrong answers. Are you both ready?
Oh, yeah.
We're ready.
Pizza.
Lasagna.
Summerland.
Oh no. Cabo. I don't know. Turks and Caicos. I was like, wait, that's not a city.
Oh, man. Okay.
Hey, I haven't had my coffee yet. Moving line.
Big rack. Big
heart. Purple.
Black. Ooh.
Oh, that's a tough one.
I'm going to say Lord of the Rings for sure.
Oh, your phone's ringing.
Sorry about that.
Moment in time.
Ooh, favorite song. Wow.
Oh,
that's a really tough one.
That is a hard one.
Holy smokes.
You said the first thing that comes to mind.
Now I'm like, what I'm listening to right now, I'll probably say that I'm going back to the 80s again. So Warrant, I'm going to say Machine Gun by Warrant. That's what I'm listening to now.
Dog and Butterfly, Heart.
Ooh.
Dog. Our dog.
Our dog.
She's a collie.
Ooh.
Jane Seymour.
Tom Cruise. Beer. Czechoslovakian beer.
Whiskey cream in my coffee. Oh. You should think about this, and there's so many. What do you think?
It's your show. That show. Yeah.